So we have been working on how to write a letter. Yesterday we went through all the important parts. So you've got your date, you've got your greeting, the body of your letter, your closing, and your signature at the bottom. All right, so today we're going to take this another step further. Our project, we will be writing letters to veterans. Okay, now we just missed Veterans Day. It was one of our first e-learning days. So we are still going to talk about Veterans Day, the importance of it, and how we can thank soldiers who have served our country. So before we talk about brainstorming ideas on how to write your letter to a veteran, we are going to watch this quick brain pop that'll maybe give you some more ideas, remind you what veterans are and the service they've given our country. And then after we watch this, we will brainstorm together in our writing notebooks a list of things we can talk about in our letters, okay? So give me 1 minute to run back and push play, and then we will discuss what we just saw, all right?
Aren't you a little old to be playing with army men? Dear Tim and Moby, I'm confused. I thought we celebrated soldiers on Memorial Day. What's Veterans Day for? From Irwin. It's easy to mix up these two national holidays. They both honor the men and women of our armed forces. Memorial Day in late May is dedicated to soldiers who died in combat. It's a time to remember the fallen heroes who gave their lives for our country. Veterans Day is how we honor all those who've served in wars or during peacetime. That's what veteran means, someone who served in the military. That includes the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. Former Reserve and National Guard troops are included too. On Veterans Day, we pay tribute to them with parades, ceremonies, and other public festivities. America has well over 20 million vets. Many have seen combat in war zones around the world, from stopping Hitler's march across Europe in World War II, to more recent struggles in the Middle East. But the origins of Veterans Day can be traced back to World War I. The fighting formally stopped in 1918, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. That's why Veterans Day always falls on November 11th. Only back then, it was called Armistice Day. Armistice, a truce or ceasefire, referred to the German surrender that ended the war. It was a chance to celebrate peace in Europe after years of devastating battles. Over time, it evolved into a day to thank the vets who helped maintain the peace. American troops are in over 150 countries around the world. Some provide security for people living in unsafe areas. Others are on peacekeeping missions to prevent war from erupting. The military also runs counter-terrorism operations, stopping attacks before they happen. But not all servicemen and women are in the line of fire. Some distribute aid to those affected by natural disasters. Thousands more are permanently based overseas to protect allies like South Korea. Veterans Day was born out of a desire to show gratitude for all that our soldiers do. When soldiers are deployed or sent somewhere on a mission, they have to put their lives on hold. They spend months away from loved ones, often in harsh conditions. Under stressful circumstances, they have to maintain discipline and be ready to leap into harm's way at a second's notice. Casualties are an unavoidable part of life in the military. Many vets return home with severe injuries or permanent disabilities. Some even have conditions that require constant medical attention. The Department of Veterans Affairs, or VA, is in charge of caring for our vets. They help them cope with injuries, both physical and mental. Dealing with high-stress situations, day in and day out, can take its toll. Many soldiers witness disturbing violence. They lose close friends and work in terrifying conditions. Some vets have a difficult time dealing with those kinds of memories, which can make it hard to re-enter civilian life. There are actually lots of ways to show your support. First of all, be sure to attend a Veterans Day parade in your area. Just seeing you out there will mean a lot. You can help raise money for a charity devoted to our armed forces. Or visit an older veteran and learn about their personal history. They're part of a tradition that dates back to the beginning of our nation. Most of our founding fathers were veterans of the Revolutionary War, and more than half of all U.S. presidents served in the military. That's admirable, but do you have to be a resident and human to join the armed forces? And also be able to take orders? Okay, why don't you start by cleaning up this mess? That's what I thought.
All right, let me get this paused and I'll be right back. Okay, so in that video, if you had forgotten what Veterans Day meant, or what it is to be a veteran, hopefully that reminded you, and I don't know why I'm so fuzzy. Hopefully it'll figure itself out. Okay, there we go. So, veterans, all that means is they have served in the armed forces, in the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, the Coast Guard. So in your writing notebook today, we're going to brainstorm some ideas that we want to include in the body of our letter, thanking veterans. Okay? So somewhere in the middle of your page, whatever page you're taking down your planning notes, I need you to write this. Why I am thankful for your service. All right. Why I am thankful for your service. All right, now it's our job to come up with a web of ideas. I'm going to get you started today. We can come up with some together. And then I will send you off to finish and come up with enough ideas to write your own letter. Okay, so let's just think. Why am I thankful for a veteran's service? Now remember, you will be writing your letter to an actual veteran. We will, after you write them, you'll submit them to me. I will print them out on really nice patriotic paper, and we will actually be giving them to veterans, okay? So you won't know the name of the veteran that you are writing to, but you are going to say, Dear Veteran, okay? That's going to be who you're writing to. So we'll picture this person. Why are we thankful for your service? All right, well, one reason I am thankful for all veteran service, to make a web, you just draw lines out and put ideas in little boxes. So one reason I'm thankful is my freedoms. And I could probably write a couple sentences about that because we have a lot of freedoms, okay? So here's one. We have the freedom to go to school. And I know we could make a lot of jokes and school. But really, seriously, I think you all understand how important it is that we are free to go to school. In other parts of the world, not everyone is allowed to go to school. In some places, only the boys are allowed to go to school. In some places, you're lucky if anyone goes to school. And if you never went to school, you wouldn't learn things, and that would really limit your life. So I am very thankful for my freedom to go to school and to teach at school. I am also thankful for freedoms of religion. In our country, you are free to worship or not worship in any way you choose. It is your choice. We have the freedom to make that choice. No one in our government can tell us how to worship, okay? Another freedom that we have the news, okay? Some countries don't have free news. So that would mean your president, your government would tell you what they wanted you to hear instead of having reporters and journalists finding the news and reporting what's happening. So we have news. I'm very, very thankful for all of those things. Another thing that I'm grateful for veteran service, I can put that down here. And it's kind of a big word, but I'm thankful for their sacrifice. And if you were here, I'd ask you what that means. But if you sacrifice, that means you have to give something up, okay? And because they gave up their time with their families at home in order to go to a war overseas and serve our country, they had to sacrifice their time with their family so that I could have my time with mine. So that's what I will put in this bubble. Then I can say time with family. Okay, I'm grateful for that sacrifice. All right, another thing that I'm thankful for. I am thankful to be part of our country in general. We fight for other countries. We are not just a country that serves ourselves, but if you paid close attention in the video, sometimes our service members go to nations where they just need help keeping peace, or they help distribute food. They help around the world. So another thing I'm thankful for, being a good force for those in need. And again, you can choose your own words if you have other things you'd like to say. I'll do one more with you. Okay, another thing, maybe the most obvious, I am thankful that we've been kept safe. We haven't had a war fought in our country. We have had wars during my lifetime, but they've not been on our soil. So I haven't felt a whole lot of the impacts of that war, but these people have, okay? So in wartime, they keep us safe. And that is definitely something to be thankful for. All right, so your job today, you're going to take over from here. If you can come up with 2 more reasons why you are thankful for veteran service, that would be good enough for me. Okay, so go ahead and draw 2 more. And if you want more than 2, that's fine. Okay, or maybe you feel like you want to expand more about freedoms. You guys know how a web works. You could draw another little line off here with another bubble. Okay, you can keep expanding. So all you're doing is brainstorming all the reasons why you're thankful for veteran service. Tomorrow, we are going to turn our brain webs into a letter, okay? So tomorrow, when you get on your assignment, you're going to write a letter. I will have a sample letter for you to look at, but you are writing your own. You cannot copy mine, okay? So tomorrow, you will use all these ideas to write your own letter to a veteran, okay? Remember, these will be sent out. So you should make sure that you do your best with spelling, do your best to write complete sentences with proper capitalization punctuation. We will spend 1 day this week proofreading and going over them before you turn them in. So tomorrow you're just drafting, all right? So for today, make sure you get all your planning finished, and that way tomorrow you're ready to start typing. All right, thank you for joining me. Have a great afternoon.